So I'm not a motivational speaker, and even I'm not a speaker. So I'm not used to speak on such occasions, but given this opportunity to speak in front of you, maybe an opportunity for me to convey a message, I'll try to motivate you. And if I can motivate maybe at least one of you, I think my job is done. So my name is Atul Vyas, and I am the registrar at IIT Delhi. IIT Delhi, I think everybody might have heard about IITs. Can you raise hands? So IIT Delhi is one of the 23 IITs, and it is currently the #1 university in the country, 123 in the world, and 26th in engineering and technology worldwide. So being a registrar of such a prestigious institution comes with a lot of responsibility. You have to play a role where you can facilitate the students, the teachers, and other stakeholders. But how did I reach here? So my sub-theme of this talk is I to IIT 5H mantra. So I here, I'm not referring to myself. I here is ignorance. Ignorance because when I was of your age, the student age, I was not knowing about IITs, IIT system. I had not heard of IIT system. Ignorance about what to do in life, which career to choose, where to go, how to go. So I come from a small village in Himachal, and I studied in a school, village school. From 1st to 5th, it was a government school, and a typical government school where I was not privileged like you, not fancy facilities, no good playgrounds, no badminton courts, no basketball courts, no swimming pool, unless it rained very heavily and outside ground turns into one. And believe me, I started learning English in class 6th because it was a Hindi medium. 6th to 10th was also a Hindi medium school. From 6th to 10th, I studied in a private school. It was also in the village. And more than English, we used to study Sanskrit and Hindi. But I will thank those Sanskrit and Hindi teachers who taught us really well, gave us values due to which I am here. They used to have extra classes for Hindi and Sanskrit. And one thing which I am proud to be, I topped from 1 to 10th in my school. You may say I was a one-eyed king amongst the blinds, but unless I got 75th position in the board, school board. But from 10th, after 10th, I moved to a college. We had 11th and 12th in college as well as in school, but my school was not having senior secondary classes, so I had to go to a college. And here, the things changed. We had to struggle because from Hindi medium to English medium, you have to, learn a lot of things. All the syllabus earlier was in Hindi, now you have to switch to English. And that journey was not easy, but it was not difficult as well. But the thing which changed was, I was a topper in school from 1st to 10th. Now, I was a mediocre. So, I think you might have, I think one of the previous speakers talked about 3 Idiots. I think you might have watched the movie 3 Idiots. So there are Chaturs, there are Ranchos, Raju, Farhan. So I was not a Chatur. I was a Chatur maybe in the school time, but not anymore. So I was more of Raju, Farhan, or Rancho. I had the potential, but we were in a group where we didn't want to be the Chaturs. And here it's important that how do you choose your company? I'm not saying that my company was bad. I had a good company, but we wanted to enjoy, study as well, but enjoy as well. But here you have to make a choice, whether you want to succeed early in life or you want to enjoy and then see what happens. So did 11th and 12th from the college, and there was a choice now to join an engineering institution because I had heard of a few professions only. Be an engineer, be a doctor, be an army officer, be a banking officer. We had a very limited choices, no one to tell us, no one to guide us. But with these choices, we had to work hard to even achieve those. So our inspiration were not, our actions were not, leading us to those inspirations. Because to reach at that spot, to be an officer, be an army officer, be an engineer, you have to work hard, really, really work hard. So this ignorance, which I means here, we had not heard of IIT, so our only limited choice was REC Hamirpur, which is now NIT Hamirpur. We just casually appeared there, didn't qualify, let it be, no issues. Then continued with BSc, Bachelor in Science with Physics, Chemistry, Maths. And again, we were mediocres. We used to enjoy, teachers used to send sometimes us out of the class. We used to come out, play outside the class in front of the teacher. We should not have done that. I still feel that if I have to change that thing, I would change that self. You have to respect your teachers. Teacher is one of the noble professions, but we were there to enjoy, and then we didn't bother that much about the career. After completing the graduation, I went to HP University Shimla because that was also another choice. We didn't know what is happening outside. What are the other opportunities? Ignorance again. So went to HP University, wanted to be now software professional, tried to clear MCA, Master of Computer Application exam, but again, very casual, so didn't clear. Then got admission into MSc Maths. So I was a good student, so I cleared all the examinations, but I never wanted to study it again because it felt very boring. So I decided to give all the books to my juniors. Whatever exam I used to pass, I give it to my juniors. But I was interested in computers, so could not do MCA. But somebody told after maths, if you do PGDCA, it's as good as MCA. So I worked hard there, got admission to PGDCA in the same university. It was 1-year course, did PGDCA, and here I had interest. So I could do it well. So I was a gold medalist in PGDCA. Because you had the interest, even if you put little more effort, you can achieve it. So one message I want to give to you here is, whatever you do which interests you, you can achieve your target easily. So find your interest and try to achieve the target. After that, I started working in a company. I joined a private institution nearby, NIIT, worked there for 5 months, taught their computers, but that was probably not my cup of tea. I moved to an institution, and there was a turning point. I had two options. One, to work in a software company or maybe institution which was related to computers. Other one was a different type of work, statistical analysis, and there I made a choice, and that was a turning point of my life. So I chose the other one. I joined statistical analyst job, and I went to Punjab, worked there for 1 year, got another job in another institution in Punjab, worked there for 7 years until I moved to IIT Delhi in 2006. So it has been 19 years for me in IIT Delhi, and that was turning point of my life. The same IIT which I was not aware of while studying, now I ended up in that IIT, and that too IIT Delhi, which is the top institution in the country. And I still remember the day when I was walking from one of the gates to the interview room, and I was so fascinated. Oh, this is a beautiful campus, I want to be here. And that zeal, that enthusiasm, made me one of the assistant registrars. Maybe more than 100 people appeared for a single post, and I was selected. But selection is not only the platform, right? It gives you a platform, but it's not the end. There you have to put a lot of hard work to reach another position, which I did. Wherever I worked, I put a lot of hard work. I didn't put a lot of hard work into to get into engineering institution or to crack MCA, but I really put a lot of hard work wherever I worked. And I really worked hard at IIT Delhi. And now here I am at this position as a registrar, which is the top administration position at IITs. So I here stands for ignition. IIT is IIT Delhi, which is one of the top institutions in the world and top institution in the country. But then I introspected this 5H mantra, which I'm today giving you. It's not 5H mantra to chant. It is to implement. So this mantra, I introspected myself, what made me reach this position. And if I can, inspire you with this 5H mantra, and if you can follow, and it's 5H for me, but it can be 6H for you, it can be other I for you, but make your own mantra. So for me, this 5H mantra was, first one was to be honest, to be hardworking, to be humble, to be helpful, and finally to be a good human being. What does honest mean? Honesty does not mean only in financial dealings. Honesty means whatever you do with fairness. Be fair to everybody. Be truthful. Speaking truth is not easy. I think you might have heard of Sanskrit saying, Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. So you have to tell the truth, but tell the truth in a pleasant manner. It's one of the most difficult tasks. Telling truth is bitter. And telling the truth in pleasant manner is very, very difficult, but it's not impossible. So be truthful wherever. It's not in your profession, at home, in school, in your job, wherever you are. It saves you from telling 1,000 lies. One lie you have to hide one lie, you have to, tell 1,000 of lies. Be sincere and trustworthy. People can trust you. Oh, this is the person. If I give this task to this person, it will be done. So show that sincerity. There's no shortcut to hard work, to success. So you have to put a lot of hard work to achieve any position. As I told you in my journey, I put a lot of hard work in my profession. But had I put a lot of hard work in preparing for the examination, when I got an opportunity to be in one of the engineering institutions, or had I known that there's an IIT-like institution, and had I put a lot of hard work to find that option and put a hard work, I would have been IIT much before. But again, there's a route. You can still reach that position, but hard work is the key. And success is not automatic. You have to really put a lot of effort, sincerity, honesty into it. Be humble. And what does humble mean? Have you heard of word empathy? I think one of my ex-speaker also mentioned about empathy. So put yourself into other shoes. When you're working, you think about a situation. Suppose you're working in a university and you're serving somebody, and you think when you were a student, you had to go to that office, and how did you feel? What did you expect from the officer there on the seat? Put yourself into those shoes and then think about, if somebody is suffering, feel that suffering. It's not, oh, I'm sorry. Doesn't help. But feel that situation, feel about the person, be empathetic. Admit mistakes, don't be egoistic. Ego is, a root cause of all the problems. Be helpful. Treat everybody with smile. Because one smile can solve half of the problems. Serve financially or otherwise. And finally, you have to be a good human being. That is the final thing. Doesn't matter how successful you are, how rich you are. Be a very good human being so that people can tell, oh, so this is the person I want to be like. And how can you be successful? Follow other H's. And you can change yourself. You can't change others, but you can change yourself. As I end with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you.